It was 1914 when Brother Fred, aged 10, and I, aged 12, watched Mother catch and kill the sheep-killing bear. It had killed 11 of Mother's sheep. After she found 3 freshly killed sheep, she said, "That bear is going to get all of my sheep. I must do something to stop it." She borrowed her brother's large, heavy, stout, double-spring bear trap, then loaded the trap, axe, handsaw, rope, wire, hammer, and spike nails onto the farm sled, hooked up old Babe, and away we went. Fred and I sitting on the back, and Mother was standing on the front driving. We made our way over 2 miles of narrow, rutted dirt country road to where the fresh kills were made. Here fresh bear tracks trailed around the base of a large maple tree and to the river. A selected trap set was a natural, where rotted away wood left a hole hollowed out at the base of a tree. Bait was nailed on the tree at the back. An 8-foot long, 11-inch wide chunk of alder tree trunk was used as a toggle. Trap chain was wired and spiked fast. To set a large steel trap is a Herculean job for young boys. With the help of Fred and I and a 7-foot long, 3.5-inch stout green pole, cut from an Oregon myrtle, Mother accomplished the feat. One end of the pole was placed beneath a notch cut at the base of the maple. The pole's center was placed over stout springs, Mother's weight pressing down on the outer pole and forcing the spring down. I wrapped the secure spring down with wire. The opposite spring was fastened down similarly. With her hands, Mother spread wide the teeth-lined jaws of the trap and fingered in place the pan to a set position. Carefully the trap was moved and settled in. Dry leaves were loosely sprinkled to cover it from vision. Then we returned home. After a 3-day wait, we visited the trap set on foot and discovered a bear had been caught. A wide trail of broken and trampled thimble, salmon, and elder bush had led down towards the river. Mother was in front carrying her old .38-40 rifle. We followed behind along the bear trail, wading through the river, up the bank, and on for a 1/4 mile. Here Fred and I froze with fright as Mother called, "Stop! Stay where you are. The bear may be near." Before us was fresh dirt torn up. A rotted log was clawed apart and vines chewed from the maple tree. The odor of bear scent was in the air. The trap toggle had caught and held for a time until frantically the bear lunged and clawed its way free. Its trail plainly visible as we followed it until we came to an old logging chute across our path. The chute had been constructed of logs, 2 large at the side and 2 smaller at the bottom, called chute stringers. The purpose of the chute was to transfer cut logs from the mountaintop to the river. Log slides, one behind the other, end to end, down the chute into the water, where later they are washed down by flooded waters released from river dams. At the chute, all trace of bear was lost. Again Fred and I clung to each other, frightened, as Mother instructed. "Now, if I call you to run, you run for home as fast as your legs will carry you, and get help. The bear is right here hidden somewhere. I'll find it, and there may be trouble." She circled around and found no trail, came down and was in the act of resting her arms and rifle on top of the chute log when up from between the 2 low bottom stringers the bear stuck its head out, eyes wild, baring teeth, growling. Quickly up went the .38-40. A loud report echoed among the hills. The bear disappeared back beneath the log stringers into a spacious hole cut out beneath by the water stream. I was thrilled and skipped wildly as I called out, "Mother, you got it!" Just as it was climbing out to attack us, Mother's face was pale. "Yes," she answered. "Yes, I got that sheep-killing devil, but we can't get him out." We hurried home, and while Mother loaded the sled with crosscut saw, double-bit axe, block, and pulley, rope, and hitched up old Babe, I ran as fast as I could to ask my uncle and cousin Rollo to come and assist. Back at the chute, tackle block was hung from forks of an alder tree up high near the chute. Bottom log stringers were sawed apart and the 4-foot chunks hauled out. Rollo crawled down into the hole with the bear to adjust ropes to its neck, after which he drove old Babe to snake the bear out. As the bear cleared the logs, it was held by a tight line through the block and to a single tree. Its rear rested on the ground, fore shoulders and head held high in the air. Rollo called out, "Whoa!" and the horse backed up. The bear fell so hard to the ground that the air from within issued out, causing a weird wheeze sound, the most awful one ever heard. Old Babe became nervous, turned and saw the bear, snorted, reared, broke loose, and took off on high, dragging Rollo along a ways as she ran. Uncle's whiskers fairly quivered with rage as he loudly swore. Fred and I screamed with laughter. Mother called for Rollo to run fast across the river and head old Babe off. He did, and again hooked her to the sled on which the bear was loaded and securely tied down. Once home, the bear was hoisted, hung from the rafter of the barn shed for skinning. Many people came to view it. It was a big boar bear. Its fur was thick and glossy black. Many said it was the largest black bear they had ever seen in Coos County. Once the hide was stretched and tacked to the outside wall of the woodshed for drying, it almost covered one side wall. Each time I told my schoolmates of the big black bear, I thrilled. The glow in their eyes told that they too thrilled. That story was read from the July-August issue of the Westerner magazine in 1972. I hope you enjoyed it. It was an interesting story. They certainly didn't get a license for the bear, and nobody really cared what they did with it once they had it. DNR didn't show up, Wildlife Services didn't show up, and the sheep were definitely happy. I wonder if they ate the bear. Just a thought.